What's up guys, my name is WackyWakes and I'm a travel YouTuber based in one of the world's most iconic cities, Cape Town. Now I've had several questions about the cameras and equipment I use to make my videos, and since we're all in isolation, I think it's a perfect time to show you. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, thanks for tuning in. It's awesome that you could join us. Now before we jump into this, it's important for you to understand that the equipment I'm about to show you is by no means what you'll need to make a travel video or any vlog for that matter. If you're an inspiring YouTuber or plan to start a channel, you'll be perfectly fine starting out with something as simple as a cell phone or even an action camera. In fact, the first few videos on my channel was filmed with nothing but a cell phone and some really affordable accessories. Now this is a video I also have planned for the channel, so if you'd like some insight on how to make travel videos on a really small budget, please consider subscribing and hit that bell icon so that you get a notification when the video is live. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. First up, the camera bag. This is the LowePro Flipside AW402, which I know sounds like a mouthful. Now this bag has a ton of features with really smart exterior storage facilities. You got space for a water bottle, a Gorillapod, or even a small travel gimbal, and if that is not enough, the front of the bag has got a clever hidden compartment with a top-end strap that can safely hold a larger tripod. So while at the front of the bag, the front compartment has a space for your keys, your passport, and a small tablet, which comes in really handy in airports. So coming to the inside of the bag, which is one of the most important features that sold me almost immediately. The bag is accessible from behind, so when it's on your back, nobody can fiddle with your gear. Especially for me being a South African, we practice being safe a lot more than anyone else. So since everyone follows a different system, the inside dividers are fully adjustable to set up your equipment as you please. You also have additional compartment for ND filters, batteries, cables, and even a slot for your laptop. As for the bag's weatherproofing capabilities, it's got a very cleverly concealed weather cover below the bag. This is something you're definitely going to need. For example, in Langkawi, on my way back from the beach, I got caught in a storm, and if I didn't have this bag, my gear would have been toast. So if you're serious about your equipment, don't cheap out and get a good bag. There's still cameras. So my main camera is the Fujifilm X-T3, which is what I'm filming with right now, and man, this camera is a beast. It's small, compact, takes amazing photos, and has video specs almost second to none. Now it shoots 120 frames per second in full HD and 4K at a whopping 60 frames per second. Now using slow motion to capture dynamic movements or an expression just adds so much more dimension to your videos, so having this feature is a game changer. Now since vlog style videos are mainly focused around self filming, a camera with really good autofocus is a must. The X-T3 has one of the best autofocusing systems, making it very easy to film yourself. In fact, it even has face and eye detection. Now filming in low light scenarios is very often required in travel vlogs. Thankfully the X-T3 has very good low light performance, so filming at night is a breeze. Now looking at the ports, you've got a mic jack, a headphone jack, and dual memory card slots. Cameras with such powerhouse features require memory cards with very fast read and write speeds. If you're using a slow card, your camera will just lock up and you'll miss the shot. I also carry 3 extra batteries, which should comfortably get me through a full day of filming, and even if I still run out of power, I can easily charge the camera with a power bank. By the way, this guy is your best friend. You don't want to be stuck in a foreign country and your phone runs out of power and you can't use the GPS to get back to the hotel. I've learned my lesson with this, and I make sure I always keep it charged. Moving on to lenses, the first lens in my bag is the 18-55mm kit lens. Now make no mistake, this lens is not your typical kit lens. It's decently sharp, has an aperture of f2.8, and it's built like a tank. It's a zoom lens, so it offers a wide range of focal length suitable for many different shooting scenarios. Now it is wide as in, it is 18mm, which is probably not the best for vlogging, but since it's the widest I've got right now, it should do the job just fine. If I were to choose one lens out of my bag, it would be this one. Next, we have the 23mm f1.4 prime lens. So unlike the 18-55, this lens is not stabilized and it has a fixed focal length of 23mm. Now at f1.4, this lens is stellar in low light, and it's excellent to create that cinematic shallow depth of field. Now for the money lens, the 56mm f1.2. If you own a Fujifilm X camera, this is a must-own lens. It's equivalent to an 85mm full frame focal length, so it really excels in portraits, which is quite weird because I'm actually using it for video right now. Now the bokeh element at f1.2 coupled with the 85mm compression is just so good. The bokeh is creamy, it's soft, it's a beast. As you can tell, I really like this lens, so if you own a Fujifilm camera, this is a must own. Yo, what do you want? Come here, come here. This is my son, say hello. Hello. I'm busy filming a video, by the way. So now that we've got visuals out of the way, let's talk audio. So I use the Rode VideoMicro. It's an on-camera compact condenser microphone, which is very easy to install. One of the huge advantages of this microphone is that it's phantom powered, so there's no need for additional batteries or charging. So plug it straight into your camera's mic jack with the included cable and you're good to go. Now in outdoor applications, I always use the dead cat because it does a stellar job of cutting out that wind noise, which is perfect for run and gun applications. Now if I need something a little bit more discreet, I've got a backup option in the form of the mighty Rode Wireless Go. It's super compact, easy to conceal, and captures awesome audio. The transmitter has a built-in microphone which comes paired to the receiver straight out of the box, and if I need to use a lavalier mic, there is an option for me to plug it straight into the transmitter. Considering the functionality and what this mic is capable of, the cost is a steal. Now I also keep a few accessories in my bag which I do believe every filmmaker or photographer should have. I use Peak Design's quick release camera straps. They're really sturdy and easy to remove if you want to use the camera on a tripod. Also, camera straps are awesome for obtaining stable footage. When shooting handheld, I use it as a third point of contact for enhanced stability, especially when shooting slow motion movements. Now ever since I've mastered this technique, I've retired my gimbal entirely for travel now. Next up, a mini vlogging tripod. I use the Joby Gorillapod tripod. Again, very versatile. I must admit I've never used it to wrap around anything. I mainly use it as a vlogging tripod for extra stability and support while holding the camera. As for full-length tripod, I don't always use one, but if I do need to take one along, I use the Zomei Q-111. It's fairly light, quick to set up, and extends in the exact same fashion as the Peak Design tripod. Now I do have other tripods, but I prefer to travel with this one because it's fairly affordable, so I don't mind getting it banged up. Next up, the GoPro Hero action camera. I actually feel like I need a drum roll for this. Iman, can you help me do the drum roll? These little guys are tremendously versatile and can be used in almost any way possible. In fact, I'll almost go as far to say is that everyone should own a GoPro camera. It shoots multiple viewing angles all the way up to 4K with really good stabilization. It's waterproof all the way up to 10 meters without an external cage, and it's built to be manhandle. Now when it comes to accessories, there's a ton of mounts and straps that you can use depending on the application. I use this floaty handle which comes in really handy, especially when shooting in water. It prevents the camera from sinking if it falls out of your hand, and because it's bright colored, it's quite easy to see. The second accessory I use is a head strap if I'm cycling or surfing. Then I also use this rubber housing which does an awesome job of keeping the camera neat. That's just how I am. I like to keep my gear neat. Next, aerial footage. I am still rocking the mighty Spark. The picture is fairly good, and the form factor in comparison to what was the norm at the time was ridiculously small. Having said that, it has its limitations with regards to flight time as well as connection. Now the drone comes in this handy case that fits the charger, the batteries, and the controller. Now since we're not allowed to keep drones in our carry-on bag, I just chuck this little bag into my luggage, and when I do need to use the drone, I'll just keep it in my camera bag. Now there are a few handy accessories I keep for the drone and the controller. It makes it so much easier for me just to shove it in the front of my bag without the propellers moving around. Next up, some cleaning accessories. I use a lens pen and a blower from LensPen, the company, LensPen. The last thing I want is to get an awesome shot, get back to the hotel, and find there was dust on my sensor. It will irk me. Guys, that's it for what's in my camera bag. If you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy the content, please hit that like button. If you'd like to see more travel or filmmaking content, please check out any of the videos on my channel or consider subscribing. I've got so much more I'd like to share with you. Until next time, please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.